Good morning, everybody. We're back here at my house in my schoolroom. So I'm going to do a short lesson today, and I'll put it up, try to put it up today or tomorrow, and that'll be Wednesday. And then I'll do a short lesson again, hopefully Thursday, because we've had a death in the family. It's a grandparent, and I just thought it's easier for me to download smaller segments. So this is the homework for the rest of the week. And I don't expect you to do it today because I know you had plenty of stuff from yesterday. This was the verse I picked out today. The grass withers and the flower fades, but the word of our God will stand forever. Isaiah 48. Definitely a comfort for me. I've lost family members on both sides in 2 weeks. So the word of God is forever. And our hope is in God. So that's a comfort because death is pretty hard, and but it is part of the curse while we're on the earth is death. But then we look forward to the resurrection and the future in heaven. So that's a little side note. This is the homework for the rest of the week. It's on your calendar. Hold on, you'll take that quiz probably today, tomorrow. I don't know when you're taking the quiz, and you have the test. So hold on to both of those. Then you'll give them to me when you see me Monday, Lord willing. We'll get together Monday. So that is on the calendar. I think it's exactly that way. 4-2, 4-3, and 4-4. That'll finish up the week. So now we're going to move on into 4-2 and see how far I can get through with that. And then, like I said, I'll break it up in another segment. So 4-2, we're dealing with exponents. And I know some of you have already, this might be a review for you. It is a number, it's actually an abbreviation to write larger numbers, but it also has a format of how you're to execute or compute those. So an exponent, they've got a figure, usually a number written a little to the right of okay, so you're not going to really like the wording in the book. So basically, here's an exponent. You have 5. You have a big number. This big number is called the base. And then you have a smaller number, and this is the exponent. So the base, big number. Exponent, small number. Now, the misconception or the problem I see with most students is they tend to want to multiply these, and there is a multiplication process, but you're not multiplying those two numbers. The base is the number, the big number you're going to repeat or use. It is the number that you are going to be computing. So this is my base. The base here is 5. So this tells me this is the number I'm executing, and this tells me how many times to multiply it by itself. So it tells me, this says I'm going to multiply 5 twice, which y'all can easily do that. So this tells me how many times I'm going to multiply that number. So another example, if I had 3 to the third power, and that's how you say it. All exponents are also called powers. So this I'm going to repeat. There's the base. I'm going to multiply it times itself 3 times, which is 27. So if you can kind of get that in your head, the base is the number you're executing. The exponent tells me how many times I'm going to multiply that times itself. Again, like anything else with the algebra or math, we have our own language. So, like I said, we call this powers. Well, if it is to the second power, we call that squared. So, second power refers to the term squared. So I would say 4 squared. What does that mean? 4 squared means 4 times 4, which is 16. Squares are they're called perfect squares when they're multiplying it by themselves. Those are perfect squares. And we're going to get into that a little bit about what a perfect square is. Now, they give you some rules. I want to mention that and I'm going to mention this, and I'm going to actually do the proof later. But anything to a 0 power is always 1. You will have that on the SAT. I can almost guarantee you. It is a problem that 99% of kids miss. They always put 0 here, but anything to the 0 power is 1. And right now, we're going to just learn that. I don't care if it's 10,580,000,000 whatever. To the 0 power, the answer is always 1. Don't miss that. It's probably going to be a true or false. Also, it's going to save you time on those standardized tests because that's going to be a quick answer probably for it, and you can pick it out really quickly, and then it takes all the math out of it. There is a proof for it, and I'm going to prove it a little bit later. So, the other thing is anything to the first power is just the number. Remember the identity property of addition? 7 plus 0 is 7. It identifies itself. 0 was the identity property for addition. The identity property of multiplication. 5 times 1 is 5. That is literally what's going on here. There's really nothing to do because it's to the first power. So in this section, they make you identify some bases and exponents. It's pretty simple if you know the rules. So the first one they give you, we'll do, and I think I probably gave you all of these. We'll do number 2, y to the 8th. And they say, what is the base and what is the exponent? The base is the big one, the big guy, the big number. In this case, this is a y, so our base is y. Exponent is the small, and it is 8. And bases, as I don't know if I pointed out, but bases absolutely can be numbers because we're getting into the algebraic part of it. The other thing they give you here, in number 4, it says, write each of the following using exponents, but don't solve it. They basically want you to write these numbers as with a base with an exponent, but they don't want you to solve it because, like, for instance, they give you in number 4. This is number 4. Okay, so obviously the base is 3. The exponent is you count how many 3s there are because that's how many you're multiplying by itself. And 5. Now that they want you to write it out just like that. They do not want you to execute it, but you can do it pretty quick. 9 times 9 is 81. 81 times 3 is whatever, 240 something. So you could do that, but it says do not solve. Anything, as we said before, the way I read this would be 3 to the 5th power. Remember, if it's to the 2nd power, we say squared. If it's to the 3rd power, we're going to say cubed. Make sure you read over that. It's probably all here in the reading portion. I highly suggest you read that, and it'll just clarify a few things. I don't think you'll have any trouble with this section. Okay, the next section is 4-3 and 4-4, and they kind of go together. So I'm going to try to put those up on Thursday, and I hope y'all have enough to do tomorrow with this section. It's not a lot. I'll try to get up 3 and 4 on Thursday, Lord willing, Thursday morning sometime, and or even maybe even tomorrow evening. I don't know. Like I said, I'm going out of town. God bless y'all. Enjoy this beautiful fall weather, and I hope to see your faces soon.